Good morning.
Good morning.
So, heeding the cosmic urge. That's really what we're going to talk about this morning.
Did you say
Heeding,
Oh,
heeding
yeah,
the cosmic,
like
heeding, not
yeah.
heeding
Yeah.
the cosmic urge. So,
Yeah.
the holidays are fully and completely upon us, aren't they?
Uh-huh.
Are we all feeling that? Yes. I swear it was just summer. Seriously,
Yeah.
I really, I don't even think I have all of my winter clothes out
Yeah.
yet. It's just been crazy. And I know that this time of year can bring great joy and connection for a lot of people, or it can bring some stress, anxiety, and maybe a little depression. And it might not even be an either or issue. It could be kind of a little bit of both, or just depending on where you are. But wherever we are on the holiday continuum of emotion, everyone is welcome, because that's what we're all about here. And it's my hope and my prayer that you'll be nurtured and nourished by your experience here this week and every week. And that you know that we're here to serve you. That's what we're all about. So December is the month that we celebrate Hanukkah, commemorating the miracle of light, which concludes tomorrow night. So happy Hanukkah. And we celebrate the birth of Jesus. And a new thought, we do not exclusively celebrate the birth of the man, but expand our celebration to the birth of the cosmic Christ in all of us. Ernest Holmes tells us in The Science of Mind, each partakes of the Christ nature to the degree that the Christ is revealed through him, and to that degree he becomes the Christ. And then Holmes goes on to tell us how to do that. He says we should turn to that living presence within, recognize it as the one and only power in the universe, unify with it, declare our word to be the presence, power, and activity of this one, and we should speak the word with belief in its power, because the law is the servant of the Spirit. If we could stand aside and let this one perfect life flow through us, we could not help healing people. We could not help but do that, and we allow it to flow through us. So this month we're celebrating what it means to live from this place of cosmic consciousness. Today we're going to talk about that cosmic urge. And I want to begin by making sure you're aware of something. It's contained in the quote that I just shared, but I want to say it in a different way to make sure that we all get it, because I think it's really, really important that we're all aware of it. So everybody paying attention, right? Poke the person next to you, make sure they're awake, right? All right. You are an outlet for the divine.
Oh.
You are an outlet for the divine. So let's make that personal and say with me, I am an outlet for the divine. That's so good. Think about the electrical outlet. We've got several in here that is in your wall or this wall anywhere. The electricity is there. A great power is ready to be used. Energy is waiting to be called into, but it's dormant until we do what? Plug into it. It's there. It's ready. It's ready, waiting for us to do that. Only then is the electricity called into action. The potential is always there, and so it is with the divine. Lying dormant, waiting for us to plug in to that power. And what a power it is. It's not the same, it's not some power or even a great power, but it's all power. All power. Or as the quote I just shared, it is the one and only power in the universe. And that all power, the one and only power in the universe, is waiting to be expressed as you. Now, I said it is lying dormant, but that's not completely true. It's not completely dormant in us. Actually, it is always desiring to express itself through us. So there's this nagging or a longing in us for something more. Has everybody felt that? That little nagging? Something more? There's a call of something more. And that's what we call the cosmic urge. The cosmic urge is the desire of the Spirit to express itself through and as us in ever-expanding ways. And all of the great and wise people who ever made a difference in the planet, all of them heeded this cosmic urge. People such as Buddha, Jesus, Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., Mother Teresa, Ernest Holmes, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, Nelson Mandela, and the list goes on and on and on. They all clearly heeded that urge, and they changed the world forever. Now, we often think of such people with such a sense of awe and respect, as if they were somehow different from us. Maybe better, smarter, more saintly, more courageous, chosen, special. We do think that, don't we? We think, oh, there's something that sets them aside and apart from just measly little me, right? We think that they maybe had something special that we don't have. But the truth is that we each have that amazing potential within us to do great and wonderful things in the world. And each of us is here by divine appointment. I love the words from Ralph Waldo Emerson. He says, "The fact that I am here certainly shows me that the soul had need of an organ here." That's Ralph Waldo. We simply must be willing to, 1, prayerfully pursue the cosmic urge, and 2, patiently prepare for its revelation. Whew. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm not very patient sometimes. Let's look at these just a little bit more. Prayerfully pursue the cosmic urge. There's there's a very precious story, and it's one that I may have shared before, but it's absolutely one of my absolute all-time favorites from the Chicken Soup from the Soul. And it's a story about a couple who had a 4-year-old and a newborn. And the 4-year-old wanted some time alone with his new baby sister. In fact, he was quite insistent, and he kept pushing his parents to let him have a little time alone with this new baby. And they, of course, were a little concerned about leaving a newborn alone with a 4-year-old, but eventually decided to turn on the baby monitor so that they could hear what was going on in the baby's room, and they let the 4-year-old go in alone. From what the parents could tell from the baby monitor, it sounded like the big brother got closer and as close as he could possibly get to the baby's ear. And he whispered through the slats of the crib, and he said, "Tell me, baby, what is God like? I'm starting to forget." I love that story. We can forget, can't we? All of us have had those moments where we've forgotten. But the truth is, we are here to consciously remember, to prayerfully pursue. We're here to do that. We're here to pursue the God of our being and who we have come here to be. In perhaps big ways in the world or small ways in our lives. Realizing that God, and in God, there is no big, there is no small. That was Emerson too. There's no big or small, for he that created all, right? So speaking of the cosmic urge and the basic science of mind, Holmes writes, "There is something within us all which constantly pushes us forward, which demands continued progress. Inertia may hinder our paying much attention to this inner urge, but it is always there. It is what keeps us going ahead because it is what we are, demanding expression. Made in the image and likeness of the Father, we cannot accept stagnation. Something protests against it. We must be moving forward into a higher and more satisfying spiritual nature. This divine discontent is a factor in our very makeup, and unless we are following its promptings, we are not happy. We cannot get away from it because it is part of our nature, and our unfoldment is something for which we are specifically responsible." So divine discontent is definitely a way to say that the cosmic urge gets our attention, isn't it? It's a definite way that it gets our attention. How is divine discontent right now in your life urging you forward to a fuller expression of your Christ nature within you? What's going on? What has your attention? I know it's got mine right now. Passion and enthusiasm are also ways that the cosmic urge gets our attention. Or the Persian poet Rumi said it in a bit softer way. Feel yourself being quietly drawn by the deeper pull of what you truly love. I love that. Feel yourself being quietly drawn by the deeper pull of what you truly love. We can feel that when we're quiet, right? We take a moment to just step away from the madness that's in the outer world and go within. If you're struggling with getting a big picture of your purpose, your passion, you must live your little passions. Live your little passions. So, what does that mean? What does it mean to live your little passions? What is it you want to do in this moment? Right in this moment. And I'm hoping it's not like leave.
What? I want to go get some more stuff to put in my house.
Right at this moment. Speak the truth for yourself. When you do this regularly with the small things, your bigger passions will be easier to identify. So we've got to start small. Just start, what brings you joy? What feeds your passion just in this moment? And then we can start listening to the bigger urges that are there. So it's a process. Howard Thurman, influential African-American author, philosopher, theologian, educator, and civil rights leader, once said, "Don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive." Mm-hmm. And that's what Patricia's talking about when she says, this group of people who are evolving consciously. We're becoming more and more alive as we wake up. That's what the world needs. And prayerfully pursuing your cosmic urge just might require patiently preparing for its revelation. It could be revolution.
Well, yeah.
It could be both. There we go. But we're looking at revealing
Absolutely.
what that cosmic urge is. So how do we patiently prepare for its revelation? Here's a great story about the importance of patience to let that divine urge in us unfold in its right and perfect time. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes I want something to happen a lot sooner than perhaps Spirit has in mind. And I get a little impatient. So patience is near and dear to my heart. So this story is called A Late Bloomer. And see if you can relate to any of the parts in this. A cactus stood alone in the desert in Mexico, wondering why it was stuck in the middle of nowhere. "I do nothing but stand here all day," it sighed. "What use am I? I am the ugliest plant in the desert. My spines are thin and prickly, my leaves are rubbery and tough, and my skin is thick and bumpy. I can't offer shade or juicy fruit to any passing traveler. I don't see that I am any use at all." And all it did was stand in the sun all day, day after day, growing taller and fatter. Its spines grew long and its leaves tougher, and it swelled here and there until it was lumpy and lopsided all over. It was truly strange looking. "I wish I could do something useful," it sighed. By day the hawks circled overhead. "What can I do with my life?" the cactus called. Whether they heard or not, the hawks sailed away. At night the moon floated into the sky and cast its pale glow on the desert floor. "What good can I do with my life?" the cactus called. The moon only stared coldly as it mounted its course. A lizard crawled by, leaving a little trail in the sand with its tail. "What worthy deed can I do?" the cactus called. "You?" the lizard laughed, pausing for a moment. "Worthy deed? Why, you can't do anything." The hawk circled overhead, tracing delicate patterns for all of us to admire. "The moon hangs high as a lantern in the sky so we can see our ways home to our loved ones. Even I, the lowly lizard, have something to do. I decorate the sands with these beautiful brushstrokes as I pull my tail along. But you? You do nothing but get uglier every day." And so it went on, year after year. At last the cactus grew old, and it knew its time was short. "Oh Lord," it cried out, "I've wandered so long, and I've tried so hard. Forgive me if I failed to find something worthy to do. I fear now that it's too late." But just then, the cactus felt a strange stirring and unfolding, and it knew a surge of joy that erased all despair. And at its very tip, like a sudden crown, a glorious flower unexpectedly opened in bloom. Never had the desert known such a blossom. Its fragrance perfumed the air far and wide and brought happiness to all passing by. The butterflies paused to admire its beauty, and that night even the moon smiled to find such a treasure. The cactus heard a voice. "You have waited long," the Lord said. "The heart that seeks to do good reflects my glory and will always bring something worthwhile to the world, something in which all can rejoice, even if only for a moment." This tale from the Mexico desert assures us that we will answer the divine urge if we patiently prepare for its revelation.
Hmm.
The flowering of the cactus perhaps symbolizes the opening of the seventh chakra, the enlightenment, the knowing God, the Christ consciousness. Patience. Patience is what we need. Remember in Saving Private Ryan, a group of soldiers in World War II were sent into deep, very deep enemy territory to rescue one young soldier whose brothers had been killed. And so the army wanted to save this sole surviving son and send him back to his parents. There was a lot of discussion about whether this was a worthy mission or a smart mission. It certainly was a dangerous mission, and they went in to save Private Ryan. And in the final moments of rescuing him, there's this battle, and the leader of that small band of soldiers is mortally shot. And as he lays there dying, Private Ryan came over to him, and in his last breath, the leader, not exactly in these words, but in essence, said to the young private, "Make it worth it. Make it worth it." When we prayerfully pursue the cosmic urge and patiently prepare for its revelation within us, we make it worth it. We bear a reflection of the image of whose God we are. We stand in and in fact celebrate our own Christ consciousness. I want to make it worth it. How about you guys? Want to make it worth it? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Then so it is.
Yes.